The Biden administration has been fighting the AI chips arms race on two fronts, boosting U.S. chip production through the CHIPS Act on one hand, while restricting chip exports mostly to China for national security reasons on the other. They've released packages of rules to limit the sale of chips and chip-making equipment to China over the past few years, with the ultimate goal of slowing China's development of AI systems. Now, those export controls are run by the Bureau of Industry and Security, a little-known office within the Commerce Department. I sat down with the head of the office as he wrapped up his term, and he says the Chinese are feeling the impact of the rules that he's rolled out.
They're relying on techniques that are not economically viable, and we know that for a fact, right? So we can see production numbers, we know what's going on out there. So that means I'm slowing them down. Now, that's not sufficient, right? We need to run faster on our side of the equation too. Things like CHIPS Act help us do that. But from our standpoint, we are certainly impeding them, and the numbers show that.
One of the Bureau's final moves this week was to release a set of rules limiting the specific countries where the sharing of chips would be unrestricted. They narrowed that list to just 18 nations and added caps for almost everyone else. That move brought fierce blowback from industry, which said it would hurt their ability to sell overseas. NVIDIA, as one example, warned that the measure would undermine innovation and said global progress on AI was now in jeopardy. Estevez says he worked with the industry on the rules, and he believes they struck the right balance.
I don't think that protecting their national security is punishment. I think, we live in a democracy. I think democracy, a capitalist democracy, it's good for business, quite frankly. So they should be happy that their national security is protected in this regard. And I think we have actually threaded the needle the right way, where we have left it so that business is able to go on where it does not threaten national security.
Now, industry officials and experts, they say stopping China's AI development entirely is too lofty a goal, but the priority is to slow them down as much as possible. Estimates say U.S. AI technology is only 6 to 18 months or so ahead of China's, and so every week counts.
I think, the new administration is going to come in and say these are national security issues. There's threats out there, PRC, Russia, North Korea, Iran, that history has shown that they will also be concerned with. And they'll look at the legacy of the work that we did and said they were focused on the right technologies. In fact, some of the work that we actually started in the Trump administration, if you go back to Huawei. And so we built on that legacy, and I think that they're going to build on the legacy that I'm leaving.
The latest rules are set to take effect right away, but there's a long runway during which the Trump administration will have a chance to adjust or soften them if they see fit. But Estevez, having spoken to the incoming Trump team, he believes they'll stay at least mostly intact.
People are asking, why would we do this? Well, I want to leave a clean plate for the incoming administration. They can adjust those rules. There's some timing on some of those things. But these are national security rules. So timing is important, and it will take time for a new administration to come in and figure out how to get things done inside the bureaucracy. And I think these things were important.
Some industry players and former Trump officials have spoken out in support of strict export controls this week, and the controls do give Trump leverage over China and over companies. They'll have to come to him looking for relief, and that's a position that Trump tends to thrive in. So it's not a foregone conclusion, in other words, that this strict approach will fade with the end of the Biden administration.